We are live.
Hey.
Hello,
Because we were
everybody.
talking about it, and
Welcome back to
we're back.
another episode of Four Dice Not Found, the soon to be once again bi weekly live play Pathfinder 1E adjacent extravaganza.
Oh, have we upgraded from experience?
I mean, I'm a fucking extravaganza. I don't know about you. You are an experience, Jonathan.
I'm
This
a
is
fucking
very true.
delight.
A wonderful experience.
Sure.
Exactly. People are lucky to experience my majesty.
Well, they're lucky to get away from you.
Is that why you
too.
can't find a job?
No, that would require looking.
Fair.
I like how I said that loud enough that I hear my wife scream from across the house, "Be nice to John."
No, I will bully Autismo until the day I die.
No, you know what's really bad is she's usually to say be nice to me, but then there's days where she's the one leading the fucking charge.
Well, I was gonna say she'll say "be nice to you" and then immediately attack you. So,
We love that.
I mean,
I will
really,
say,
it's just
all
no
of her
different than
all
our
her
whole
attacks-
friend group.
All of her attacks are completely justified and self-defense.
Understand?
When have I ever gone after Candy though?
You don't have
you
to
breathe?
verbally. It's just your presence.
I'm legally required to say yes.
I'm
Well,
legally
anyway.
required to say yes.
Anyway,
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It has been quite a while. If you did come back to join us, I am so grateful that you were here. If you're not in yet, fucking fix it.
Oh right, I should ask one of my friends if they want to listen in.
It has been what, guys? Just over, like, it's been a month and a half, right? Since
Yeah.
No,
What, 2
homie.
months?
2.5 months.
Let's see. The last time we played was, if we were trying to be accurate, was scroll up.
Let's see.
Not there. Not there. Not there. Not there.
I think it's like 2.5 months.
No. Not there. Not there. Not there. Not there. Not there. Let's see. Here are memes. Here's Thalia.
319.
Okay, so 2 months.
So just under 2.5 months. It would be about.
It's just
correct.
over. It's just over 2 months. It's 2 months and 9 days.
The math.
So it's been 2
doesn't
months
matter.
and 9 days. Things went a little bit wonkier with the move. I apologize for that delay, but it is what it is. I finally now have a cable that reaches, but I had to get one long enough that would be able to be hung in a way that was considerate of the fact that I have a 2-year-old.
He's a nat 2 now?
So, he will be in 3 days.
Ha 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 ha. Wait till he's 20.
I'm just saying this boy's 20th birthday better be epic.
I just hope that with all the work that I'm going to put in, that this child turns out as nerdy as me.
Oh lord, it's impossible that he won't.
Well,
Because you also have my influence.
Or nerdier.
He
Was it-
watches me play video
well-
games. You should know.
nerds are mainstream now. You got nothing to worry about.
Anyway.
I just
Point
need
being-
him to not go down the neckbeard path.
Ugh.
Okay,
I really
so
don't need him to be John.
Please no.
To be
How the
fair,
hell-
let's be fair to the neck beard. About 70% of the growth of the full beard itself comes from the neck.
Oh, for sure. The neckbeard is the man who does not keep control of the beard from his neck.
Correct.
Anyway.
also-
We keep getting
Oh.
sidetracked.
Well,
Although
this is what happens when it's been just over 2 months of not playing and we all get back together and we missed each other.
Well, if we're only playing till 9 o'clock, we should actually play the
Woohoo!
game.
Oh, absolutely. All right, so we left off last time. You guys had gotten to the Druid's Grove, dealt with a goblin ambush.
Handily.
Was not really an ambush. They thought it was an ambush. They thought they did great.
It was an ambush. We just won.
It was an ambush that you saw coming.
It was an ambush. They never saw us coming.
It was a mediocre push.
They ambushed us. They never saw it coming. What? Correct.
Yeah.
Fight was a crawl. I don't know if anybody got a chance to watch the video. Side note, I genuinely apologize for not getting that posted sooner than fucking this morning.
At least you remembered before, like, you had to post 2 of them.
Yeah, I did that this morning because I forgot to do it last night like I planned and kind of passed out on the couch for a while. And then when I woke up, I was like, "Ah shit, I gotta go to bed. Ah shit, I didn't edit the video. Ah shit, ah shit, ah shit." So I went to bed. And then I woke up this morning. It's like I gotta edit this video. So
Mhm.
yeah,
And here we are.
and here we are, an hour
Oh,
late
no.
because of traffic and going the wrong
It's not.
direction.
It's not going to get better.
Great.
Well, the World Cup is going on, so for like the next month and a half, we're going to have a bunch of Europeans who think they know how to drive and handle the weather, try to drive and handle the weather.
Don't worry, we've already been voted as the worst city for fans for that, so we might have to worry too much.
Why are we the worst city? Which wait,
No, no,
which
and if
which
us-
city is the worst city? Which us?
Kansas City.
KC
Kansas
Mo?
City. Yeah,
think
you know
so.
where you live.
Well, that's where you live too.
You live 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah, I know.
So, can we get to yelling at this elder?
Yes. So you guys fought the goblins. You guys thrashed the goblins. John summoned a ball of talk to everything.
I did summon a ball of talk to everything. I did
Proceeded
do that.
to get ignored.
I think I threw one into another one into a tree.
I
Right.
summoned a thundercloud that made everybody poop their pants.
You casually were murdering people.
It's not murder, it's self-defense. It's justifiable homicide, and my lawyer will
Yeah.
attest to that.
Not self-defense if they haven't attacked yet.
Technically, they
They-
did.
They did.
No, they did.
They-
They
they
started
fired
the fight
first.
by shooting me.
Arguably, that was one of them.
And
Right,
he got
and-
what he's. I made sure that was the first one I killed.
Yeah, but nobody
but see-
hesitated to attack the rest.
But they, oh, no, here's the thing.
They fought back.
He shot me. We dealt with him. They tried to deal with us to prevent us from dealing with him, which then made them guilty.
Put him in jail.
Ergo,
John, when did you join the Imperial Inquisition?
Yesterday, he's still an acolyte. We're working on it. Moving on.
As the fight progresses, the commander of these troops arrives on his warg and monitors the battlefield from his perch. And battle is cut short as the
Imps
village
arrive.
elder and the grove's defenders arrive to defend their grove and animate all of the trees and engage in very heavy warfare against this goblin
Friggin'
troop
They engage in a bombardment.
of big boulders,
It's Spriggans.
but bigger.
Yeah, everyone was gangsta. Everyone was gangsta until the Ints showed up.
Yeah, well, I mean that's fair. Fight was cut
Look, if it-
short, but the hostilities were not, as the party was immediately encircled. Of course, that is following the threat that was levied at them by the commander of the goblins.
I need to
Um,
turn you up.
You keep cutting in and out.
Do I?
It's more
I
like
think
think
it's when you're. I
you
think
just
it's when
get
you're turning
quiet.
away from your microphone.
I think you need to
Turning
up
away
the
from my
sensitivity.
microphone.
I think you need
Then
to up the
yeah.
sensitivity a little bit.
It's weird. I don't usually have to.
Check Discord. It has updated a few times. I see you, Green Arrow. I'm not clicking you. You can wait.
I actually don't have one, so I'm not the problem today.
Great arrow.
I only update Discord when I shut down my computer
Oh.
and I restart it.
I have one.
They got rid of it.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're like a lot louder now.
I didn't do anything.
Perfect. Moving on.
But straight up, like legit, they got rid of the sensitivity bar. Like you can't change your own sensitivity unless I think you go to a entirely custom input profile and build it yourself out.
So
Yeah,
int
that's
moods show
how.
up, throw rocks, we get blamed.
How's this? Is
I'm a-
this any better?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot better.
Cool. Yeah, so Discord defaulted to their own voice isolation and took me off of my custom settings. I did not realize that. I did not realize that I had custom settings, but that is apparently how I have been set up this whole time. So, anyway,
Perfect.
that has been corrected.
And you're back to normal.
Great. Perfect.
Foolish,
So,
foolish
yes,
Upheavo, he has never been normal.
correct. So, yes, like I was saying, the combat was cut short, but the hostilities were not, as the party was encircled by the defenders of this grove. And while it was made clear that Lila was recognized and welcomed, the rest of you were not. And the fact that one of you spoke Druidic, while clearly not a druid,
I would like to know how he knows that.
Because the motherfucker's a druid?
Okay.
I just
Detect
wanna-
magic is not detect class.
No, but you're wearing armor and that's forbidden by druids.
Maybe I'm just better than him.
No,
not.
literally, you lose your powers if you put on metal.
Evidently not. I can still speak Druidic.
Because that's a language, not a power.
well,
Then why is he mad?
because it's a
Because
secret
you're-
language.
I've been speaking it longer than he's been breathing.
Correct. That's going to blow his mind, but you can deal with that in character.
I would love to. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
I've had 2.5 months to come up with insults for this guy.
As well as demanding an explanation from the quote demon as to who they are. The story
So-
was put on pause at the point of a spear.
Yep.
So to reset the scene, you all are encircled. Spear points at your faces.
You keep cutting out.
I really don't know why.
Well, the acoustics of your room must be different, so your sound settings probably aren't doing the full job.
Anyway.
Like when you speak a little bit quieter, the mic decides you're not worth picking up.
Really weird.
Yeah, right there.
So it is because I have an office now. I can actually shut the door and actually have more just general sound isolation.
Mhm.
And this is quieter talking. How is
Yep,
it?
still cutting
good?
out.
It's still
Nope.
cutting out.
It's still cutting out.
I could
That's
hear you.
that's really weird that I'm cutting out because the sensitivity is picking me up perfectly.
You
It's
may have to
like-
just turn them up a little bit. I was able to hear him when he talked quiet, and I turned him up to 100%.
Yeah, it's like
do you have
it's not
noise
cutting
cancellation on?
I have the crisp noise suppression on, but that's usually not an issue.
Yeah,
If they
but
turn
usually you have background noise going on, so maybe it's counting your quiet voice as background noise and cutting you out.
How's this? I turned off echo cancellation.
I don't know. It's whenever you like talk down, it makes your voice really quiet.
Okay, well, how about this?
It's a little better.
We'll let you know when you cut out again.
Yeah.
How much background noise are you guys picking up right now?
Not
None.
much. I mean,
I
I
mean,
heard the
the-
dog
I-
shake.
Yeah, like I heard the dog shake a while ago, but that's it.
I didn't even hear the dog shake, so whatever my system's doing is cutting your shit out.
We definitely heard that.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's the problem. Is that's what happens with the noise suppression. I'll
It's okay.
and
Mm.
it's still cutting your voice out when you talk a little bit quieter.
Okay, then I'll probably just have to keep my voice at a little bit higher of a level. That's really weird, though.
Yep.
I'm wondering if there are some settings that I need to fiddle with on the actual.
I have no idea if there's settings you need to fiddle with on the Apple. I didn't even know you had one.
No, on the mic, on the actual mic. The Blue Yeti has its own settings on the actual for like the actual hardware, and then there's software changes.
I know Discord keeps trying to make me use my Yeti as a headset, and it's a microphone.
Yeah, it's really dumb.
Mm-hmm. Anyways,
Oh, I did find automatic gain control, so I turned that off.
let's see what that does.
Okay. Yeah, well, let's see how that goes. And I mean, if anything, if I have to talk lower, how does this sound?
It's all
Perfect.
good.
Yeah, so if I need to talk lower, I'll just move closer to the microphone and make sure. What I eventually am going to do, and I'm sorry,
Now you
this
sound
is
like
an
you belong
aside.
on NPR.
What I eventually want to do is get a actual boom arm, and they're not super duper expensive. But I want to get a boom arm so that way I actually have a hanging mic, so I can actually keep it right in my face and keep it right there. Um, so, but eventually, not now. Anyway, you guys are at the tip of spears, and the elder has demanded explanations from the Pharaoh and from the demon.
So
And essentially from you,
Does he actually call her a
Talia.
demon? Because I don't remember that from last time. The last thing I
I'll-
remember is that I said in Druidic and I addressed Thalia by name, saying, "Is this your elder?" And then I got accosted because I had the audacity to speak a language that he thinks should be secret that I've known longer than him.
You're really hung up on that. That's fun.
I mean, I'm an elf. Racist is kind of part of the bag.
Fair.
oh, question. Thalia, that's your character's name, right?
Yeah, Talia. I usually say Talia. It doesn't matter. One of those
Talia,
two.
okay. So
Yeah.
Lila is being the only one who's not getting threatened with violent murder, is going to zip over to the elder, hover in front of him, and just goes, before we resort to violence, is one of your number a girl named Talia?
Excuse me. The elder turns to you, and he bows in respect to you, knowing your status and who you are. Mistress Lila, yes, there is or was a young girl by the name of Talia. She left on her pilgrimage, I believe, maybe a few
Okay.
months ago now.
It's me. It's me.
Silence, demon.
No,
It's me.
I know it's supposed to be really, really hard to believe, but that is her.
It's me.
And I watched her turn into that in a throne room.
I was led to believe that the people here worked off of wisdom and decency, not ego and self-righteousness. Apparently, I'm in the wrong place.
What's your armor?
Me?
Oh
Yeah,
no.
you.
Currently, it is, I think it's... Oh, hang on. Because I have so many things that affect my armor. That definitely can't be right. Let's try this again. 19? I need you to speak from in front of the peanut gallery. I can't hear you.
I haven't said anything. I said Jesus. All right.
And it only gets worse.
I mean, 19 for a level 6 supposed level 6 character is actually below average.
Well, I only had so many points to put in my dexterity, and I couldn't afford mithril plate.
No, it has a concept like Jesus Christ, like that's a lot. Like, no.
If I try hard enough, I could probably get it up to 26.
That would be more like it. Although, before I resort to violence, makes one crass remark.
Sorry,
Stab.
I have a charisma of 6.
No, it's more a commendation on this man. It's like, dude.
I have a charisma of 6. I'm an ass.
True that.
All right,
I mean,
let me look at my spells before this more things happen. I'm glad I know a spell is gonna be really funny. I gotta make sure I prepared it. And I
Polymorph?
did. No, Sanctuary.
Oh.
Which, if you know what Sanctuary does, is really fucking funny.
Mm-hmm.
did the DM go
Cool.
missing? Oh, there he
Nope,
is.
I was just double checking that choosing non-lethal with a lethal weapon doesn't change the damage category. And it does not.
Yep. Okay.
No, it just has its
Bonk.
own damage track. It
Yep.
ticks up versus ticking down.
Yep.
Huh?
Anyways.
When you do non-lethal damage, you go up from 0. And if your current health equals your non-lethal damage, you pass out.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. What you got?
Take 4 non-lethal as the back end of somebody's spear smacks you.
I don't flinch. I don't move. I just turn to the person and lean forward and go, "Thank you for proving my point." Hi, I'm Rock Amidst Flames, and I'm not the one raising arms like a jackass.
You are invading our property. This
Let
is
me
a
fucking
defensive
go.
maneuver.
Yeah. All right, I'll leave. Let me go. Oh wait, you've surrounded me, being hostile.
The elder looks at you all. You're willing to leave? He snaps his fingers at the two. Move. Let the beast
hey.
trash leave.
You should ask your trees about me. They probably know more than you, anyways.
That is
I
usually
turn
how
around
it
and
goes
leave.
with the trees. They
turn
close
around
the
and
circle
leave.
in around the rest of the group.
Sorry, say that again.
They close the circle around the rest of the group.
Oh.
I just kind of walk off and just turn around and wait for the rest of this to resolve. It's like, all right.
Lila is just floating there next to the elder, just head down, hand on her eyes.
I don't know these people.
It says in Sylvan.
Average just standing next to Thalia,
This is why I
confused
don't
as to what
like.
just happened.
This is why I don't like dealing with young people.
Who the fuck are you telling?
I am 3,000 years old. You are a young person.
I've taken shits older than anyone over there, except
Rock,
for
do
you.
you speak Sylvan?
Also,
No. I'm sorry, I didn't catch Sylvan.
Yeah, no,
one, she's speaking in Sylvan. 2, you walked away from the group and she's tiny.
I also have good hearing.
You do, and I would give you the hearing at the very least, but not the understanding in the slightest.
Yeah.
you could definitely understand the exasperation in the tone.
Oh yeah, tone's easy.
I will speak in Druidic, and I'll say, "It's me. It's Talia."
The elder holds up his hands for a moment and just first. Lila. are you vouching for her, gesturing at the tiefling?
In not in Druid. Does he? Did he react? Do I know if he speaks Sylvan?
Yes.
So
You
in
have
Sylvan.
spoken together.
Okay, yeah. In Sylvan, so it sounds like a bunch of tree leaves rustling. Yes, I don't know how it happened. I don't even really know exactly what happened, but she was normal. And while she was in front of the king of the kingdom nearby, she turned into that. How? Don't know.
He looks
Huh?
very sternly in the
I can't
face.
hear you.
you
I can
talking to
also
me or your
understand
wife,
what
Carl?
they're saying, by
My
the way.
wife, she keeps talking very quietly when I have my headset on.
Liza, what were you saying?
I can understand them, by the way.
You also speak Sylvan?
Yeah.
Cool. So you do hear this conversation if you're going to be standing particularly close. Remember, Lila's small.
Yeah.
She is practically shouting to make herself heard on the regular.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying. I'm just like floating right next to his fucking ear.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you were loud enough to be heard by, like, the regular conversational, like, you might be still a little quiet, but generally heard.
Oh, that's me screaming
You'd be
my lungs
screaming.
out. Yeah.
And he
Everyone's just confused because she doesn't understand anything.
he looks you very straight into your face, Lila, and he says with a very serious tone, describe her before she changed. And I will trust you. But with that, we are going to pause because I do need to put my son to bed. It is 7:30. So give me
Just
up
chuck it in there.
to 10
Close the
minutes.
door.
He does not take long to put to bed anymore. Give me up to 10 minutes. But we will be back here in just a moment. See you guys back here at about 7:40.
Okay.
Did I miss?
And we're back a little bit early.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Quick.
I'm gonna be so real with you, home dog. I do not remember what she looks like.
Average woman, dark hair. I think she had
Ah.
green eyes.
As a player, Lila remembers because it was a fucking week ago.
Yeah, Talia, feel free to describe who you were before.
Yeah, I looked like a normal human girl. I think I had dark purple hair, like my mother's, but darker. And the eyes, I don't know if they were green.
I know. I
No,
got
the,
you.
the eyes are bright purple, bright blue, bright blue. Let me see that. Hold on.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
blue.
I'm gonna save you. Lila describes Thalia as she used to look like.
Creative. I love that.
Yay! Caveats.
Well, and that's why I wanted, Talia to describe it. But I mean, yeah, basics is fine for this purpose. You both see, like, he visibly, his face softens and his eyes sadden. And he gestures towards Rock. And that one.
Okay, so what do you know about werewolves, the Farah, or an island nation called Torva?
I'd be
Very
happy
little.
to actually have a conversation rather than hostilities if you would
Again,
be so inclined.
you're far away, homie.
Again, dog hearing.
Again, in
Sylvan.
Sylvan.
Is he still in Sylvan? I thought he
Yes.
he addressed Thalia.
I also
No,
speak
he
Sylvan.
he
Oh,
was
fuck it,
asking.
never mind.
And he was also asking Lila. He hadn't addressed Thalia yet.
Yeah, he was
There's too many
talking.
fucking languages. I know
Lo-
two.
Avern's
Lila
lost.
addressed him. Lila addressed him in Sylvan. He responded back in Sylvan because she addressed him in Sylvan. She had said that Talia was Talia, that this person was Talia, the druid that had just fairly recently left. And he, not changing language, maintained conversation. Are you willing to vouch for her? Yes. Describe her as she was before this change, and I will trust you. And Lila proceeded to give an explanation. The language never shifted. So, just as a general little recap of how that little moment happened. So they are chattering in rustling leaves.
Man, I wish I could speak forced gobbledygook instead of cutting everybody else out of the conversation.
Right.
Fucking assholes.
As for why they're angry all the time, that one I couldn't tell you.
Getting poked with sticks will fucking do it.
Bruh.
I'm gonna have
Did
to shove
you
a
say
sign
that in
that said,
Sylvan?
"Yeah." I'm
I'm
about
sure I
to
could infer things. I got like a plus 15 to sense motive.
just tape a sign in front of his eyes in Sylvan.
Fuck it. I'll get a better magic ring and I'll outspeak everybody. I'll tell everybody off in 4 different languages. I don't give a shit.
Just one
But
ring
yeah.
for each finger.
Anyway,
It in
From what I-
Sylvan, he
from what I
does
un-
say to you, I know very little. I know they are dangerous. I know they, as a whole, harmed many.
he's all right. He has anger issues, but he's all right. As for why he knows Druidic, from what I understand, it's something of a local language in his village. How that happened, no idea.
Rock's just sitting under a tree, chewing on a ration, angry and bored.
He is trustworthy.
Yes, anger issues, but yes.
Does he respect nature?
You've never asked.
I think so.
In your
he hasn't-
observations, is basically what you, at this point, John, would be what you would want.
I
to
mean,
answer with.
he
From
hasn't.
your observations,
You know,
do you believe him to be respectful of nature?
he hasn't, chopped down a tree to make a house or anything, or gone out of his way to take more than he needs.
You do understand that we don't fault taking what is needed. We fault taking to take.
Yeah, hence why I say he hasn't taken more than he needed.
Hear that I owe somebody an apology.
No idea what you
And
just
at
said,
that,
homie.
he said that it appears I owe somebody an apology. And with that, he steps down off of the root and he walks through the circle of druids, gesturing to put their weapons away. And he walks over to you, Rock, and he looks at you.
I hear him approaching, and as he does, I pull my silver axe out and I put the head in the ground enough that he can read the calligraphy on it.
He holds up
But
both of his hands.
it's not an anger thing. It's I'm putting my weapon in the ground so you know I'm not being hostile.
No, and he is holding up his hands because he is a magic user. That is the best way to show intent of peace, is to keep your hands visible, because so many spells have
no wiggly fingers. I swear.
Yep, somatic components are a thing for a reason, and so keeping hands visible is something most magic users do as a courtesy when they are in a potentially hostile situation. He holds his hands to you, showing that He does not come with any aggression. He then folds his hands in front of himself and he bows quite deeply to you. And he says, Rock amidst flame, in common. Actually, in Druidic, because you did speak to him in Druidic. While I do have questions as to how you have come to speak a language that is supposed to be, to the best of my knowledge, protected and secret, I owe you a deep and sincere apology for the way I treated you.
Rock takes a deep breath and then looks at him and goes, well, and he continues in Druidic. Well, I would address you by name, but you never gave me yours. Perhaps next time you have questions, lead with the questions, not with the violence. You'll get a little more answers.
Please understand that as the elder of this grove, who has had to defend this for years with violence because of violence brought, I don't have the luxury of assuming peace when people trespass into our territory. And while I understand that you were in the presence of someone who did know our lands and our territory and knew how to access them, us not being aware, we have to assume hostile intent. But I do understand what you are saying. Believe me when I say I wish that I could go back to a time where I did not have to assume hostility from those around me. But unfortunately, gesturing at Lila, who is a very much a protected species at this point, I have very much a reason to be very, very aggressively protective.
Lila
I
just
did.
waves.
We can have a philosophical discussion later. Let's stop excluding the rest of
Absolutely.
our group and actually figure out what the hell's going on.
And he kind of steps
Literally.
to the side and gestures back to the group. Walk with me back, and he starts walking towards the rest of the group.
Pull my axe out of the ground, just kind of put it in my pack, and it just vanishes. Close up my pack and walk with the elder.
The pack of holding.
Handy haversack, very different.
We shall follow.
He walks you all to back towards the edge of the ancient, by their standards, portion of this forest, to the overgrown root system, and climbs his way back up, marking the path for you all to climb easiest. And as you all get to the top, he walks over to you, Talia, and he takes your face in his hands for a moment. And he just stares at you in the eyes.
Wrong Blake.
Tear falls down his cheek.
Oh.
I'm so sorry, child.
What is this in?
Yeah, I know. What happened to me?
He's gonna default to Druidic pretty much always.
If that's the case, I'm going to
Druid-
translate whatever he says for the rest of the group because I'm not about
Thank you.
keeping secrets from everybody.
I thought we prevented this. I thought we stopped this. I'm so sorry.
What is this? I need explanation. I'm confused.
And he's at that point he steps back and he gestures at you. We have some talking to do. Come, we have to head back to the village. It is not, while this is tended by us, it is still wild. It's not a place that is suitable for an in-depth conversation.
Please lean closer to your microphone.
How much of that did you get?
I got all
I
of it.
caught it, but just barely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said,
Question: is he my parental figure, or do I still have fake parents? I guess.
no, he's essentially your parent figure.
Oh, okay.
You never knew your dad.
Okay, yeah.
And your mom's kind of dead.
Okay.
Not kind of. She's very dead.
Well, and you didn't know her anyway.
Yeah.
You were, for all intents and purposes, abandoned on their doorstep, as far as you're aware.
Yeah.
He said, "We have a lot to discuss, but here is not the place for that. This is still the wild, while this may be our grove. So, let us make our way to the village and we will have a conversation there. That being said, as a matter of safety, for those that I have to care for as well as the grove itself, Lila, I will allow you 2 of your party members to accompany you around the village. However, your third will be kept as my guest, but overall detained while you are here.
Plot reason not to have the cardboard cut out.
Or they may leave.
Do we bring the cardboard
keep
cutout?
somebody? Yes,
Yes,
you did.
yes. This is literally
Because
this is
remember, he
literally
helped
him.
fight.
Okay, I forgot he was here. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that's
literally,
cool.
this is the story reason for him to just not be here, so he doesn't have to play it. Fine, I get it. Been there.
No, that's fair. I thought we left him back at the Capitol, and I was doing the math in my head, so I'm like, Thalia is obviously allowed to leave.
You had this question last time too. You thought that he went off on a mission, and I said no. That was a discussion of a possibility.
Wait. You expect John to remember anything that doesn't involve his own character?
Not even slightly.
Also, yes, but that was 3 months ago.
2 months ago.
Fine, 2 months ago, and I've been in like 5 other sessions of 2 different games since then.
Anyway. Of course, we will not force anybody to be a captive. So if they do not wish to stay, they are welcome to leave. They are not beholden to stay.
I don't remember our cardboard cutout's name.
Taryn.
No.
Lila
as a side note, his situation is doing a lot better. I'm hopeful that when we finish this arc, we can get him back in.
Fantastic. Look at Taryn. Well, looks like you're going to be hanging out with druids for a little bit.
You live here now. Good luck.
Don't eat the whole tree.
This is your parents. This is your dog. Go have fun.
You know what? I think this is going to be a chance for me to finally get the rest that I have never really gotten. I'm going to treat this like a vacation. One where I don't have to talk to anyone.
Yeah. Eat a bunch. You'll feel better.
Can I take his gun so I can hit people?
Absolutely not.
I'm telling you. Eat the berries. They're fantastic.
I have heard they are quite good berries. He nods. Well, you guys haven't gotten there yet, but you guys head off following the village elder, and it's maybe another 45-minute walk to an hour walk, but a gentle, quite lovely walk. This is a very beautiful forest. The trees are massive, unless you're rock. Because he will not stop reminding me that his trees are bigger. Swear to God, his trees are the truck nuts of this world.
Guys, queen.
I mean, I'm 16 feet tall for a reason. Yes.
Oh, 16 feet tall and a 2-inch dick. No, I'm just kidding. And that's when he goes, actually, no.
20. What?
Actually, it's 3 inches. Thank you.
Those aren't inch marks. Those are feet.
Oh God.
Fuck you, it's 1 inch.
Dick jokes aside.
Beautiful verdant woods. And while, yes, Rock, you are very much used to a much older wood that has been truly untouched by any real civilization. You can still appreciate that these trees are quite ancient. They may not be nearly as old as yours. There are some trees on your island that have existed since, as far as anyone can tell, literally the dawn of time.
Mhm.
But these are
Uh,
still ancient, truly ancient trees, and they are gorgeous. And you cannot help but feel a sense of respect and awe for what's been cultivated here, because you know how much work it can take. While you
Yeah.
guys may not have had to do nearly as much because it's been so untouched, you do recognize that work. So it's an
And
impressive sight.
and that being said, as we start crossing the threshold into the grove itself, I know there would be some sort of like visitor's right that would probably be in druidic and just passed down as culture for me that I would probably end up going through, probably like making a couple signs that don't really do anything for me because I don't have the magic. It's more just done as like respect to like, uh, pay respects to whatever the entrance tree is as I just walk past it, just kind of set out of second nature.
You do these rites that are familiar, and you notice that they're not just familiar to you, they're familiar to your escorts, as a few of them see you do these and visibly just even more confused.
Do I see their confusion?
Yes, they are not hiding it.
Just to turn to look at him, go, yeah, I know, right? May want to ask some questions. You might get some interesting answers.
Believe me, I'm very interested in your answers. This is fascinating to see. I did not. We have always been under the impression everything that we did was completely secret. To see somebody who is not from one of the last groves on the continent
Well, I mean,
doing
I
what
guess
we
that
do is just very strange. I'm
like,
very
yeah.
excited to hear how this conversation goes.
Well, I guess that means that I'm cheating because I'm not from this continent, anyways. So, yeah.
That's what we heard, which just makes this even wilder.
Ah, yeah, funny.
He finger guns at you, and
Ugh.
he does as he's walking. He says, "Also, I am sorry for smacking you with the spear earlier. It's kind of standard protocol when somebody gets mouthy in their entertainment.
I have
But
one question. I have one
sorry.
question. Were you holding back?
In what regard?
Don't.
I mean, I didn't stab you. I smacked you with the butt end.
Uh-huh.
But as far as like holding back, I was not trying to cause serious injury. I was issuing a warning strike, is what it was meant to be.
Hmm.
Have you? I apologize, Rock, if this is an odd question to you, but have you never had to detain somebody who was unknown trespassing into your land? Is that not a thing that you've had to deal with?
um,
Because I mean, even the cities do that. That's not uncommon practice. I mean,
So,
shit, in some cities they'll just straight up beat you into unconsciousness if you mouth off.
so I am an avenger of blood for my clan, and when it comes to detaining and executing people, that's exactly what my job is. We just don't really have a lot of outsiders, as it were, because everyone from Torva is pretty much kin.
Well, I guess that does make sense. The continent has been cut off for so long. The seas are very hard to traverse, especially once you get near
Who
the
the fuck
coastline.
are you telling? I swear I've thrown up things on over the side of a ship I haven't even eaten yet.
Wow. His face gets visibly paler.
Anyways, we should focus on why she's red. that's kind of more important. Gesturing over at Thalia.
I still have such a hard time believing that's her. It looks
Me too.
nothing like her.
Thank you. I mean, yeah, that's as long as I've known her, she's been Thalia. That the skin change is recent, and we're all confused by that.
Yep, very confused.
Well, I'm
Lila,
sure your conversation with the elder will be very enlightening, and if he decides that we are privileged enough to be privy to that conversation, then I will be grateful to know this story, but I'm sure he will make that determination once we get to the town. We're not far now, maybe another 10 minutes tops.
I thought he was yapping to the elder.
No, he's talking with one of the escorts, one of the defenders who had been holding you guys at Spear Point for a while.
Should I let her out?
So
No, I'm talking to Druidic Guard number 2.
no, Lila. So if that's the case, Lila's going to go sit on the shoulder of the elder and speak in Sylvan. So how have things been in my absence?
What did you say you're speaking in? What language?
Sylvan.
Sylvan?
It's what she's used to speaking in the forest.
Yeah.
I kind of lean forward to Lila and go, maybe we should keep things away from the rest of the group here. There are a bunch of us here that don't speak that particular language.
No, she's gonna turn back. So it's more of a private conversation anyway.
Well, it's
I'm
not
just
very
asking-
private. I can understand everything.
Then
good for you.
then a private conversation should take place when everyone else isn't present. We're trying to figure out everything.
You do realize you don't have to be privy to everything, right?
In common, the elder holds up his hand. It's fine. You vouch for him. I trust him because I trust you. I'm okay speaking freely. If having private conversations in front of other people is something that you consider rude, I am happy to adjust. I am genuinely not interested in offending guests. As you all are my guests, I have no interest in being offensive.
Yay, I get to hear
The-
things now.
Lila just shrugs and repeats her question in common.
The grove as well. It thrives. Unfortunately, those goblins that you encountered is not a new issue, but it is a recently worsened issue.
The big guy in the ward probably part of that problem.
That's
Yeah, like-
exactly what we suspect. He showed up just after Talia left, actually. And ever since then, it's gotten worse. They've gotten more aggressive, more exploratory. They seem to have a purpose. And truly, I've rarely seen things more dangerous than a horde of goblins with a purpose. Because it's very little that can dissuade them.
You have to repeat that part.
There is very little that can dissuade them when they have a purpose.
What the Baldur's Gate 3 is going on here?
Lila just kind of turns for a moment when he says, "That's one of the most dangerous he's ever seen," and she just thinks to some of the shit that happened during the fall. I'm like, yeah, absolutely one of the most dangerous things.
Well, when a nuisance that was unpredictable suddenly is driven, has a purpose, and is organized, that's definitely concerning.
Especially when that nuisance is one whose passions are driven by their bloodlust, and when they have a target for that bloodlust, it's very dangerous.
Has the grove become a target yet?
Yes, but as they are goblins, it has not been too much to have to repel them, and they have not come in full force. Seems to have been mostly testing waters.
Where are they coming from?
Mostly from the southeast. But we have had to fend off from the west, from the south, and somehow one band did get to us from the northeast, but we do think that one was a fluke. Most of the ancient part of the forest is very firmly under our control. So for them to get all the way to the northeast up against the shoreline, I think that might have been a fluke.
Or someone testing your defenses?
Or someone testing our defenses. That is true.
Well,
And as the conversation's getting to this point, you guys do come up and pass through underneath some branches that are kind of arched over each other and making a kind of an archway. And you walk into the village proper, and amongst the roots of the trees are carved into in a way that is done to keep things alive and keep things growing so they can live in a very communal way with the nature. They're living inside the tree roots, inside of them as their homes, while the trees are growing around them still. Talia walking into town, you see young children running after each other, playing. A cat runs past chasing a butterfly. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Is this like a thing I can stunt for? Or is it just like a passive kind of thing?
Feel free to make it a stunt if you wish. It is nothing serious. It is. So, I mean, if you want it to be, just
Nothing
roll
special.
by all
Just
means.
I'm gonna breathe in my village air. I miss this place. Just look around, see if anything's changed since I've been gone.
You can take a +1.
But
I was just making sure that you did include your mod. You're looking around, like I said, you see those kids run by, you see the cat chasing a butterfly, and while he was quick, you didn't catch the patterning. You recognize that's your friend Finnegan. He enjoys a questionable activity of consuming some plants and turning into a cat and chasing butterflies. Damn gifted shapeshifter, though.
I smile.
Meh.
You notice so many people that you haven't seen in a few months, and it feels like it's been ages. And you're kind of reminded with the lack of time that has gone by. It really has only been a couple of months. And as that realization kind of sets in, the emotions start kind of coming back. And it's a little overwhelming. You haven't really had time to fully process everything that's gone on. Just to come home, to get attacked again, to then be told that this was never supposed to happen. And then remembering your mom, this woman you'd never met before, dead in your arms, and the grief and the fear and the confusion and then the voice and that presence that just doesn't talk often, doesn't say much, but is always there. Sometimes so subtly that you almost forget. Until you hear a chuckle. Or a barely audible whisper when there should not have been any sound. And all of this emotion is kind of hitting you all at once. As the realization of what you've just experienced for the past 2-3-ish months has only happened in 2 or 3 months.
Wow.
The elder leads you to the center of town and onward past, taking you to, for all intents and purposes, the city hall. What would be their equivalent? I'm not a druid. I'm not going to pretend to have that I know what druids would make. They're hippies.
You go to the center of the biggest tree.
It's a fucking longhouse.
Made of leaves.
Fucking, might as well be communal, fucking community hall. You know.
You go to the 4-H club.
Yeah, basically. You can go to the civic center. Somebody's playing pickleball. He leads you inside. And then back to his quarters, which are part office, part room, as it is for all the elders. And him being the lead elder, he does have the largest room, but as you all file inside, you see why he has the larger room, and it is not for luxury. It is absolutely for paperwork. The amount of time that it takes to run a grove and logistics and reports that he has to monitor. This man's barely got space for a bed.
It's like, it's funny that the tree huggers have so much fucking paperwork. They've cut down an entire forest for paper.
Like he said, consumption for need is not a problem. It is taking with for the sake of taking. But they cultivate this. What they take, they replace and they care for. In a lot of ways, druids can kind of be seen as farmers, but they understand the give and take has to have a balance. Some take it to extremes, but most, there's like, no, there's a balance. There is a give and take. Nature has bounties that we can use for our own gain, but we have to care for it. And that's kind of the general druid stance that I typically read in pretty much all, like D&D, Pathfinder. It's pretty much kind of always that is the protection of balance. And they very much, this druid grove very much embodies that idea of the balance of nature. Nature gives, but nature takes, as do we.
Is my room here too?
Is your what?
Room here too?
No.
Oh, okay. That's fine, I guess.
You are not, like, explicitly nobility or anything like that.
I know.
Like, I believe you were being considered for advancement into leadership at some point, but you were far too young for that.
Yeah.
I would say,
No.
does Lila have her own room, but she probably just has a bed.
You not only have a room, like there's a section of the grove that is just for essentially you, because you're kind of the only one left that they're aware of.
Yeah.
So, but there is a section that is protected even from the general populace here. That is basically now yours. But yeah, no, he guides you into the office and acquires a few seats, moves a few papers around, and frees up some seats.
I would just thought you were saying acquires a few cigars.
I was like, I'm just about to pull up a stack of paper and sit down at this point. Like,
yeah, no, he moves just a few things, gets the chairs freed out. I do apologize, as I'm sure you're aware. It does require a lot of logistical management to run all of this, but I have been in the middle of dealing with, as I've mentioned, these goblin attacks and raids. More of what I have to deal with is the attacks on the scouting parties that I have and the patrols that we have. Those are really growing. I've got several good warriors wounded and recovering. So it's been a lot of logistical work lately. But more pressing matters for the moment. Talia.
Yeah.
What has happened since you've left?
Well, I suddenly woke up in a weird library in the desert. I've met my mom. She died in my arms. Went back with this group of people that I just met to a kingdom, met the king, turned into this thing. I think I got high at some point, but that's not important.
you did.
And
I swear she was high enough to look down on the birds.
I'll lean over the table to his ear and I'll speak very quietly to him in Sylvan, so hopefully Lila doesn't hear.
Then why in Sylvan?
Because you're
Because if she says it in Druidic, I am gonna hear it.
Yes. And I say very quietly in his ear, I can hear there's a voice in my head now, by the way. He's kind of scary.
Well, they're saying it in Sylvan. I want to overhear this shit. Where I was gonna sit was, well, she's 1.5 feet tall. She just sits on the fucking desk.
You go to lean forward, Talia. And in Sylvan, you start to speak, and what you hear yourself say is, I'm scared. That's not what you said, but that's what you heard yourself say.
Try to say it again.
I'm so scared.
What the fart? Okay, that's not what I'm saying, by the way.
You go to say that and can't get a word out. You
What the heck?
make sounds as if you were choking up crying. And you hear in the back of your mind a chuckle. Not yet.
Girl.
I'm your little secret. Shh.
I try to write it down.
your hands are shaking too much from the sobs
Dang it.
as you break down from the just intense emotions that are just hitting you so hard all of a sudden. But poor girl, you just have not had time to adjust to all this, have you? That's
Lyle's
what
gonna
this must be. This must be your emotions.
thing that's happening right next to you. Lyle's gonna fly up and kind of just give her a very comforting pat on the head, like it's okay, it's okay.
The elder, dropping to his knees to come down more to your level, being significantly taller than you, wraps you in his arms and holds you close as you sob. I'm so sorry, child. That is so much to live through so quickly.
Oh, because I
And
don't
he,
know.
go ahead.
Oops, sorry. I don't know if this is gonna play any part whatsoever, but the library she got teleported to somehow, which is I'm assuming what happened, it was the Obsidian Library.
Do I still have the prophecy tape?
We didn't get to take the tape; it was just the orb that stayed there.
I remember I had to leave the books, but he let us take the tape because it pertains to us. I don't remember who
Yes.
has it.
Somebody
Not
has
me.
it. I wouldn't be surprised if it was you, Rock, because you have the bag of holding.
Yeah, that sounds like me.
Are we allowed? But do we even have the equipment to play said tape?
Ah ha ha ha! Yes. The tape. The tape itself. Bro, it
Oh,
straight
it-
up functions like the fucking chip in
It's a-
R2D2. You can watch it on the chip, or you can put it in R2D2 and have a projector. Like,
it's a holocron.
uh huh,
Okay, it's a holocron. That's all we need.
uh huh. Essentially,
So, yeah, no, I'm just gonna pull out the tape. Yeah, apparently we're on this and play the tape.
Before he does, Lyle's gonna look around to make sure we are actually alone in this office and the door is shut.
I see her looking around and go, what? It's prophecy. People are gonna know about it. That's kind of the whole point.
Everyone's just
Um,
looking around the room.
actually, generally speaking, it depends on the prophecy. But depending on where you acquired this one out of the Obsidian Library, that one very well may not have been for the public. Is um, where in the library?
The prophecy room. And no, the only people who have heard this has been the people who wrote it down or transcribed it onto this tape, the prophet that gave it, and us.
Which tells me that that prophecy was probably one they did not want the general public to hear. He walks around the room. He just holds up a finger and walks around the room, and you see him walk to what you didn't quite pay super attention to. You thought they were just decorations, but were these like almost like jade orbs that were implanted into the wall, and I mean jade the stone, not from Exalted, like the green stone that's well loved in China and Japan and all that. Jadeite.
So, Jade.
Correct. I just didn't want it to sound like which color.
Well,
real jade.
We can have a conversation about that, but Jade actually does come in all those colors.
Like in real life, yeah, I know.
Yep.
It's just also
It's most
we can have that
notorious for
conversation later.
It's most notorious for being green, so unless you say otherwise, it's green.
Yeah. But what looked like jade orbs slash ovals in the wall, as he goes and taps, they all start glowing faintly green. And he comes and sits back down. He said, at the very least, if anybody is trying to scry, they will not be able to scry into this room, even if they know you or know this room. And as for listening ears within the grove, well, everyone knows better.
Yeah, I trust you guys. You guys help keep me alive.
With that said, he does gesture back at Rock. Rock, if you please, by all means.
I go ahead and play the prophecy for him
You all
because
listen to the prophecy.
it barely made sense to me. So outside perspective is usually how we start getting more information on it. I don't remember the exact words. I'm sure they're written down somewhere. I just don't have them.
I used to have them. Then we changed.
You used to have them, and then you had horns grow out of your face.
The prophecy was with the light of a new dawn, darkness will rise, the damned queen will reign when innocence dies. The world will face change, that much is clear, but how will it end? I know not, I fear. 5 souls have been chosen to aid and to fight, but who will they help? The dark or the light? Items of power they all must obtain, filled to the brim with the ancient arcane. Divine and arcane with a touch of the mind, a bullet, a fist, and an axe to grind. Delve into the dark, then look to the trees, but remember the mind the library sees. Wrapped in the divine to harness deific wrath, only then can they begin their path. 5 have been chosen, 5 make their choice, to bring the damned queen anguish, or her cause to rejoice.
I think this is the first time I'm hearing the prophecy.
You may
No.
not have been here the day that we found it.
That's also possible. I don't remember. That was a long ass time ago. It was
I
a
am.
long ass fucking time ago in a town called Kickapoo.
I think
Well,
it was
no.
last year.
Cassidra heard it. I remember hearing it. I just
Oh, because you guys,
Oh,
she
yeah.
got murdered on the way out.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hold on.
No, because she got murdered on the way in because Cassidra was not part of the prophecy.
Yeah, no, she got murdered on the way in because we were following footsteps, and then some invisible motherfucker decided to be invisible and cheat.
Listen, when you're outnumbered, you cheat.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't even outnumbered.
He was.
Yeah.
No, Lila is going to notice them
Anyways.
then.
So prophecy played. Rock puts the 8-track back in his pack. So
Well, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on the Obsidian Library. That is an arcane focus of a time that I genuinely was not alive during.
yeah, you and
That's
What?
our
Lila
fair
just
Lila here.
waved again.
She's the only one who it was. That said, I do know the stories, and I do know probably more than the average person because I have known many pixies in my lifetime, and I have been able to get stories from them of it because most of them were old enough. Actually, all of them were old enough. Not all of them had been. Regardless, I do know how the prophecy room is supposed to work, or how it worked at the time. I also understand that the rules at the time dictated that anything that could cause mass public panic was deemed not suitable for public ears and was kept in a restricted vault. Very few people were ever given access to the vault. Mostly, from what they said, you only got access if there was a prophecy relevant to the person within. I don't know how true that is, other than just I have to take the word of those who have been and are old enough to have been. But of course, can you trust the memory of those who are 3,000 years old? Is it flawless?
that kind of tracks with what happened when we went there.
Oh, good to know. I will catalog that away as
More just
Objective truth, then.
seeing if any of that kind of rings a bell as to anything you might know of, because I've never heard of the Damned Queen or any of the other flowery speech that was used.
Well, I unfortunately no, and that's I think where the problem lies is that this was a prophecy told during a time when magic flowed through this world like water. Now it trickles like a stream, barely. And the magic that we use is mostly divine in nature, so we weren't even affected by the collapse like the rest were. What affected us was the slaughter that came after, because we still had magic. People were scared of it. But prophecy hasn't been told in a manner that has been recordable like it used to be in millennia. I can't even imagine who the Damned Queen could possibly be, other than obviously an entity that is going to bring wrath and ruin to this plane.
No, it's probably gonna be the king's daughter.
Excuse me?
That's the only working theory we have currently. I was trying to see if we could find another one. She could also be the thing that happens when, quote, innocence dies, if they're planning on using her as a sacrifice.
True. So essentially, Elder, what happened and how we all met was, uh, and I don't remember the king's name. Lila would. She'll give the king's name. His daughter got kidnapped, and he wanted a team to go find her.
King was Halvard.
King Halvard.
King Halvard.
Okay. Halvard or Halbar.
Halvard. V. V is in Victor.
Okay. Okay.
King
Uh,
Halvard.
His daughter is Lady Ilsa.
Yeah. Lady Ilsa had gotten kidnapped, wanted a group to go find her. We were able to uncover that she had been researching the Obsidian Library, and the person who kidnapped her used an arcane artifact that had not been seen since my time. And when we went to the Obsidian Library as our lead, an invisible piece of shit decided he wanted to be there and killed Cassandra. And it turns out he was part of another group who we then discovered were responsible for the kidnapping, which I can only assume they were there because of the prophecy. And I don't see any other reason why they would be there.
You believe
I mean,
those
it's
are all
entirely-
logical steps? I don't think I can contest any of that with another logical outcome. I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I'll be honest, if this is why you came, I apologize for not being able to provide more information. I really don't know what
Well-
else I could give. I'll be quite frank, I have no love for King Halvad. He is a big part of the reason why I am so hostile by nature. He has been a particularly aggressive thorn in our side, no pun intended.
We'll have to talk to him about that. But
Believe me, monarchs don't care about nature and the trees. They
Depends
care
on the
about
monarch.
building enough buildings to keep their rich people happy.
Well, I was going to immediately protest. Depends on the monarch.
and arguably, if we bring his daughter back alive, I think he'd be more inclined to listen to anything we have to say at that point. Anyways,
Fair point.
two reasons why I can think that we came here. First and foremost, she's red, and apparently you knew about this.
Right, so that is a
My mother?
conversation that we need to have. And seems we have several conversations that we need to have, but let's start with the most obvious one. And at this point, he is just kind of turned from the rest of the group and just look right at you, Talia, because while they are privy to this conversation, this is a conversation with you.
Rock reaches into his bag, pulls out an apple, and just kind of splits it in half and hands the other half to Taryn as they sits there and eats, listening to the conversation.
Yeah, which Taryn is here, but this is where he'll be staying from now on.
Everyone
You're
yawns.
saying you are the asshole.
um, he just kind of looks at his hands for a moment, and he looks at you, Talia, and he says, "And remind me, how old are you?
20.
20?
Yeah.
20 years ago, your mother defied every odd in hunting us down and finding our grove, despite every protection that we put in place. And on our doorstep, where I met her, on her knees, pleading that I keep you safe. She was in labor on my doorstep. I brought her in. We facilitated the delivery. Made sure that she had what she needed to survive. And after, we spoke. And I agreed to keep you safe, but ignorant of the conversation. The caveat was that upon her death, I told you what it was. Your mother was a witch. When she was young, she made a pact with an entity she refused to name, but hailed from the Nine Hells. It's not an uncommon path for those seeking arcane power and choosing to make bargains. Some, unfortunately, end up making them with particularly powerful devils that have the ability to grant some measure of power, or potentially even somebody more dangerous. The terms of the contract required her soul as well as the soul of her firstborn. But not just the soul, ownership of the firstborn. Essentially, what they bargained for was a complete transfer of her contract for her soul to you, as if you made the deal yourself.
That's messed up.
The protection she asked for was that while you lived under our protection, that contract could not be fulfilled. for all intents and purposes, living inside of this grove, you were not in existence anymore. I did not think that you going on a pilgrimage would have changed that, because you are still home here. I did not think that that would change when you left our boundaries. Apparently, it only applied to the boundaries. It seems that that contract is transferred.
Is
Typically-
that why I changed?
Typically, tieflings are born. Sometimes their features are present from the moment they exit the womb. Occasionally, it takes a little bit of time for them to develop, but it's usually within days to weeks, which was your case. You did not come out of the womb exhibiting any signs of being a tiefling.
You're cutting out again a little bit.
You came out of the womb not exhibiting any signs of being a tiefling. However, our magic did show the devilish taint in your blood that is the mark of a tiefling. Because you were the product of that. As far as I can tell. The product of that contract. Or at the very least, that contract is what tainted your blood enough to turn you into this. While you were in our protection, it stopped that magic from taking hold and changing your body. It kept the taint at bay. Apparently, leaving was enough to force the change.
No. No, that wouldn't make sense to the timeline.
Yeah,
Just
she was with us for nearly what, 3 weeks
Couple-
before she.
It took the travel. It took Isidra dying, and then she showed up. Then we traveled back. It was only when we got back to the capital and we were speaking with the king that she changed. So she was out of the bounds for a couple of months.
Maybe
I'm
it took
not
that long for
going.
Hell to pick up the signal.
Or it took that long for the vestiges of our magic to wear off. To be perfectly honest, I don't know. This has never happened before. I've never seen
Yeah.
this before. This has never been written of before.
Magic's never been
Children-
my forte.
Children being born of normal couples and being tieflings has happened, especially if at some point in that family's lineage somebody made a deal with the devil. It happens. So that's not the uncommon part. That's not what has never happened before. What has never happened before is a transformation at 20 years of age after traveling for 2 months outside of protection and a contract being a catalyst for it all. This is all very, very different, very strange.
Well, the contract part makes sense, as that's basically the deal being consigned to new blood.
But why would the contract transferring be the reason why she became the tiefling at that moment? Why not sooner?
Well, yeah. See, that's the part that's confusing. 'Cause if it was specifically the contract, then it should have happened the moment Cassidra died and the contract became hers. Because that would make sense. It'd be just like starting a new bloodline with the influence of a devil's blood.
I
It's
can't.
the-
I can't pretend to be the arbiter of that contract. I did not pen it. I did not sign it. I don't know the full contents. I only know what she told me 20 years ago.
If it helps you make you feel better, even the gods don't know what's going on here.
Don't doubt that.
Or, well, at least Desna doesn't.
I would argue that there's probably one of them that does.
Well, she knows everything, but if we're not meant to know, then she won't say anything.
No, I'm not even talking about her.
Okay, no, you're right, too.
Yeah,
Asmodeus would definitely know.
I'm not gonna ask him.
Neither am I.
Neither am I.
I mean, I'm
Well, I'm
afraid
glad we
you
reached
know.
consensus on that. So
So my
So
dad.
basically, yeah, basically she's like this because she is being looped into a contract that her mom made with some form of Satan.
Whatever a Satan may be, yes.
And now he's in my head. Pointing at my head vigorously.
Well, anytime you try to say anything about being in your head, something
Yeah.
else
yeah.
is said or done. You're not able to
yeah.
explain that there's a voice in your head right now.
Whatever.
Congratulations, you have secondhand Satanism apparently.
Schizophrenia.
I apologize. I got distracted by that and I lost train of thought. Carl, what did you say right before that to him?
I was like, oh, yeah, I was just basically recapping everything and be like, all right, well, that at least clears up the why. I don't know. I don't think this is particularly dangerous. She's just different.
No. Tieflings aren't inherently any more dangerous than anyone else. Unfortunately, a lot of them do struggle with tendencies and urges towards activities that would generally be considered evil. Well, yes, that seems a political answer. I mean that in a sense of I don't believe anything is inherently evil. Very few things are inherently evil. But things that society would generally deem as evil or darker acts or things that are less acceptable.
Just kind of continue to stare blankly at him as he continues to talk about social stigmas being the werewolf in the fucking party. Yeah, go on.
Okay, at the very least, you're
He's
not.
not going to notice.
No,
He doesn't know your culture. He assumes you know his.
Lila looks to Rock and goes, at very least, you're not part of the cult of the World Eater.
Do I know that one?
Huh?
Rovagug.
Ow.
The one thing every religion on the world agrees, yeah, fuck those guys.
And look,
Got it. I'm tracking now as DM. I'm like, what? Who the fuck are you talking about? You say at least you're not part of the cult of the World
The World
Eater,
Eater.
and the Elder goes, fuck those guys.
so the other reason was the whole artifacts of power, brimming with the divine, look to the trees, that whole thing.
Well,
Any leads on that stuff?
that part, maybe.
Oh, good. That would be walking around in circles talking to trees for a couple of weeks. They never like answering me.
They love answering. They just love answering on their own time. Unfortunately, their time scale is very different than ours.
Yeah, I didn't have patience for spiritualism. That's
Hold
why
on.
I hit things.
At least you're honest about it.
I tried magic. I'm too angry.
we teach all of our students that there is no shame in not being able to do the druidic crafts, but be
Do you
honest
not
with
teach?
yourself.
So if they can't do the druidic crafts, do they not get to speak the language?
Correct.
That's where you and I differ.
And I do wish to talk more about that in a moment, but obviously we have had some more important subject matter to go through. But yes, that is absolutely a conversation I want to have because as far as I grew up and being taught, and all of my family has ever been taught, everything that I have witnessed you do that is druidic tradition is supposed to be secret, kept only to the druid groves. I'm very curious how you learned that, but we can absolutely have a conversation later. As far as items of power and artifacts, artifacts have been maintained by a lot of different groups. Because although the magic died a long time ago and those artifacts seem to die with them, a lot of the old machinery and tools that we had seen from that time deteriorated fully. These never did. So despite the fact that there was no magic, they were at least protected. Especially in the off chance that, should the magic come back, these would at least be accounted for. These incredibly powerful artifacts would be at least accounted for.
If I remember, wasn't I given an artifact?
Correct.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna point to the crown on her head.
Yes, that is a lovely tiara.
You're talking about artifacts. This is one.
He furrows his eyebrows for a moment. You're obviously very small, so he gets up, he comes closer to you, and he
Pulls out a magnifying glass and another magnifying glass so we can actually see what the fuck he's looking at.
no, I
Flashlight.
mean, not necessarily fully, but he definitely does like
Wait,
get very close and start investigating, like
He gets out the jeweler's monocle.
kinda.
Dad, you forgot your glasses again.
Sorry to tell you this, but it's actually a fake.
And he looks at it, he
This
goes,
is real silver.
and you see him wave a hand over it for a moment.
You mean a finger?
Well, I did not think I would live to see an artifact, let alone one that is awake in my lifetime. And Rock, in your head,
Uh-huh.
that blasted liar, he looked at me earlier.
I hear that. I stand up. I put my pack down in front of me with a loud thud. I reach inside of it. I pull out the vibrant green axe. And I look at it and I go, "What are you yelling for?"
What did
The
you-
lying bastard says he's only ever seen one artifact that's awake. I was the first he saw. The bastard's lying and taking away my glory. I was the first one awake.
Sir, my axe says you owe him an apology.
The elder, as he's kind of very gently holding to not like crush Lila's skull, this tiara, and just marveling at the fact that he is looking at one, and he hears you, and he just kind of turns and looks at you over his shoulder. Your axe said, what? And that's where
Uh,
we're gonna end the session.
That's fair.
'Cause It's
I'm sorry.
8:55.
Why is your
Yeah.
axe angry at me?
It's not angry at you, it's angry at the elder because the elder's an ass. We've established this.
No, I know. This is like I love that ending. Why is your axe mad at me?
Need to ask you a question.
Who's reliving me through my nightmares?
Good to play again.
It was.
Oh, short session, but
Mhm.
But it was nice.
Yeah.
good, and it flowed
Not
well.
too many distractions, so.
No, my obviously for reasons my Monday game fell apart. So
Called job.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't know what the obvious reasons are, but damn, that sucks.
Monday through Friday now because I'm back
Yeah.
to being hourly.
But I didn't
So-
realize that game was, I'm guessing, during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that part.
Well, I mean, we can't really do it afterwards because by the time I get off work, come home, shower, and then get to the game store, I'd be like, great, we have like an hour.
Oh, did you guys play at the game store? At a game store?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, we played at the Peculiar Game Store and they close at 8. So like by the time I would get home, get showered, and head out there, it'd be like 6. So it'd be
Right.
like by the time we get there, set up, and then including time to tear down, we'd have like an hour to play, and it's just not worth it.
Damn, that sucks. Well,
Yeah.
I miss playing in person, but this is still fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I make so
Yeah.
many facial expressions, you know what I mean?
No.
Well, and here's kind of the nice thing is that, like, with me being out here in Casey Mo now, like, we could, that's most of the game group all physically together.
We'd have to pull an Ashley Johnson with Julian and have him on an iPad or something.
Yeah. Or wait till, like, not to exclude you, Julian, because I obviously want you a part of it and would love for you to be a part of it, you know, in person, but also just waiting for a game that if he's not able to join us for because school/work/whatever the case,
Or if
You
he's
know.
in town.
and do like a one-off session or something like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But anyway, we can have that
Oh right,
conversation
because you
off
live
camera.
out of state. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in Virginia.
But anyway, it was good to play again. Did you guys have fun tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I need to go back and rewrite some of my backstory because I'm struggling to figure out where it's gonna fit in the story because a lot of it is takes place 3,000 years ago.
I have a weird feeling of deja vu with your statement there because I feel like you said this to me once before about needing to change your backstory because it didn't make sense.
No,
Well,
it's still
that was his class because he didn't like it.
yeah, because the power fantasy wasn't where I thought it was gonna be, and it was
Main
slowly
character
bothering
syndrome
me.
wasn't allowed to be
Well-
main character, so
It wasn't
Yeah.
even
Treating
main
yourself to
character
slow.
syndrome. Is I had a different understanding of what the class could do than the book.
well, and you were also operating on the game version, which had to make some concessions for playability.
That too.
Oh,
Hey, maybe try not to collapse a building on you this campaign.
Right. And try not to open the door on a demon summoning ritual when you have one hit point.
Yeah.
I don't think Lila's gonna die.
Okay.
next session.
Cracks
Keep in
knuckles
mind-
with malicious intent.
Next
Keep in
session.
mind, you could technically be killed by anything that is medium or larger just by the swallow hole feature.
Be eaten by an eagle.
Emergency
Oh, well, they think they could.
Well, it makes you restrained, so your somatic components go away, and then you start taking acid damage just passively.
You are a delicacy.
Gelatinous
food.
cube.
Yes, I realized that because I'm the one that wrote that.
Everyone in this party could swallow you whole.
Not everyone has the feature.
What do you mean? I could turn into a snake.
Avon would
Okay.
probably just try it because she's not that smart.
I can turn into a dire wolf, and that's really it.
Me too. Well, maybe not yet, but we'll wait a few levels.
Years.
Years.
Probably.
I think that's a monster ability. Swallow whole.
Or
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
surprisingly, it was never intended for players to eat each other.
Uh-huh.
Well, why not? Cannibalism exists.
Add a cannibal module, I guess.
Oh, I thought you were about to tell us to level up or something.
Anyway,
Get good.
anyway, but yes, I had fun playing.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was definitely good to play again.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be very interesting seeing what happens moving forward.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
because
getting back to-
next big conversation is going to be with you, Rock, because
Uh-huh.
he's got some education to acquire and some prejudices to deal with.
Yep.
I do still need a few answers, but that's okay.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I'm sure you guys will have time, but soon will come the request, as I'm sure you
Yes.
gathered. But
Yeah.
anyway,
oh no, we know we're gonna go deal with the goblins. It's fine.
yeah.
Goblins
Anyway.
nuts.
It's almost like,
Let me
hey,
fix
here's
my
your
trees.
act, boss.
It's like Baldur's Gate 3, the beginning of it.
Yeah, consider this like a side boss. This is an optional boss that if you did some exploring, you might get a chance to find and fight.
Side quest.
This is a Save the Druid Grove.
Mhm.
The goblins, they have a drow.
So the real
controlling them.
question: where's the kidnapped elder, and who's the poisonous bitch trying to seal it off and, kill all the tieflings?
What?
Huh?
Oh, yes. You're
Huh?
right. Baldur's Gate.
Oh, okay. I've not played very far.
Halson.
Anywho,
Okay.
Okay.
I'll explain after.
anywho,
I'll explain it.
if you joined us tonight, thank you for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it.
Please.
If not,
Just stop by.
did he?
Yeah, he said TPK. TPK.
I was watching for.
Who stopped by?
Dingus
There we
off on
go.
Dingus.
Spencer, yeah. Wow, that was fucking near the end of the game because I've had that up pretty much the entire stream. So yeah, if you joined us, Spencer specifically, since I know you joined us, thank you for hanging out. I know it's been a while. If you did not hang out with us tonight, keep an eye on our YouTube channel. You can find us there. I posted these up as podcasts on our channel on YouTube. We are 404 Dice Not Found. You can find the episodes there. I usually have these up no later than the Monday of the week of the next session. So at the very least, I'll have it up by then. I am trying to endeavor to have them up the weekend after the game is streamed because I want to be better about that, but I can promise at least I will have it by the Monday before. But other than that, I got nothing else for you guys. So like, follow, subscribe, all the fun stuff. Click notifications. I don't really care.
Ring
Hang out
that
with
bell
us.
so we can get famous and make money doing this.
Yeah. make
Yeah,
us the
we're
next
never
Critical
gonna.
Role.
Yeah, haha, it's never going to happen.
You never know.
Yeah, I do. I am not lucky. That said, we are 404 Dice Not Found. Tune in 2 weeks. Thursdays, every other Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. For right now, times may be a little late to start. I now live much farther away from where I work, and traffic sucks. But 6 o'clock-ish to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time every other Thursday. Find us on YouTube afterwards as a podcast at 404 Dice Not Found. But that is the end of today's game. We are 404 Dice Not Found. Have a good night.
Bye. My ear just got moist.